wrong business structure, no problem management. Sometimes when people call me, I end up feeling a little bit like Gordon Ramsay. The other week I helped out a lovely lady called Charlotte, and these are a couple of things that she said.
She said, oh, even though the upholstery is a really small part of it, it doesn't matter. Rather than to be a professional, it was better to be an artisan. What was happening is I was getting the demands, and suddenly it would go from 200 euros or let's say even 500 euros every quarter to suddenly being told I had to pay
3,000.
3,000 and then a final payment of 10,000.
Yeah.
And she would go, oh, and she then went and adjusted it. So she was just, every time I said, oh, this is too much, she would go and adjust it down.
And unfortunately, Charlotte's situation is quite common because a lack of information plus a poor strategy will always take you to a catastrophic ending. Before we hear any more from Charlotte, welcome back to this channel. It's going through a little bit of a glow up. We are now the ABC of accounting, but we're still doing exactly the same thing, demystifying business in France. Now, if you've already seen this video, you will know that debts with URSSAF often build up in the first 2 years of activity. But how long will URSSAF pursue these debts? Spoiler alert is they don't give up, except in one situation, which we'll come back to. Now, hindsight is a wonderful thing. It's always easy to say, should have done this, should have done that. But Charlotte did what lots of people do.
You come over, and when you set up, you just cling to English-speaking people because that's who you can understand.
And we can all understand that, right? It's your money, it's important. Of course you want to know what you're talking about. But what if the person that you're talking to doesn't understand either?
Why can it be so much? You just said, oh, I don't understand them. But once you had simply, I went back with your figures and went, oh, I see how that happened.
I'm going to cut this story short for you. Charlotte closed her business and she moved back to the UK. And just when she thought that she was going to get back on an even keel, she received a 14,000 euro bill from URSSAF. This is not a mistake. This is 100% accurate. And URSSAF are not going to just forget about it and go away. How did I confirm this? I'm going to show you now. So if you want to know where you are with URSSAF, are you up to date or do you also have an unknown debt? Then this is how to do it. This exercise is absolutely worth doing. So log into your URSSAF account and you need to click on this tab here, Cotisation and Paiement. And then looking down, you need to click on Cotisation. What I always do is start at the beginning and move forwards. So here we're going to click on 2017. And here you've got a récapitulatif des cotisations, cotisation provisionnelle and cotisation définitive. You want cotisation définitive. So you'll find a whole breakdown, but at the bottom you will find a definitive figure, and that's the figure for the year. Now you can do this either with a pen and a piece of paper, old-fashioned style, it's kind of how I do it, or you can make a spreadsheet if you prefer, it makes no difference, but you need to note down that figure. The year that it was, this was 2017, and then you do the same thing again for the other years. You keep on doing that until you come up to 2023. And then you need to add up all of those figures that you've noted down and you'll have a grand total. And once you've done that, then you need to find out how much you've paid. So we need to go up again to Historique des versements. So now what you can do is you can do it year by year. You can go back to 2017 and start at the beginning, or you can just say tout and you'll have all of the payments that you've ever made to URSSAF listed in front of you. So again, you can start at the end or you can start at the beginning, but what you need to do is you need to note them all down and add them all up. And obviously then you will come to another grand total. And when you deduct your payments from your cotisation définitive, that's going to tell you how much money you owe URSSAF. And sometimes the situation on the front page will not give you that amount. It'll only give you what you actually owe in the current year. So you cannot have any faith in the number that you see on that front page. You need to do this exercise to see exactly where you are. So now you're going to do that, and once you've found out what your situation is, whatever it is, then you can plan realistically for your future. And if you find the information on this channel useful, then please don't forget to subscribe. Going back to Charlotte, if you close your business down, are you still responsible for unpaid social charges? And the answer is, if you are an entreprise individuelle like Charlotte was, then yes, you are. If you are the director of an EURL or an SARL, remember they're the same thing, then yes, you are. The only situation where you will not be responsible for unpaid social charges is if you are the président of a SASU. And we have not spoken really about SASUs at all on this channel, but maybe we should.